What's going on, guys? Team 6 member Dalton Smith, and I want to go over some of the best ways to rig the new Panorama coming out. These are just ways that we think is best applicable to use. We've done underwater testing and actually put these baits to the test on the water and see these best suit. First off, just rigging it weightless. In the springtime, up around docks or shallow cover, using the bait in like a soft jerkbait application, it's gonna work perfect. The bait's gonna fall super slow, and as you can tell, when this bait is falling, you don't have to really put any action to it. Next up, rigging this Panorama with a Texas rig. Right here, I have a 1/2 ounce tungsten by 6 cents. This is a great way when you're sight fishing these fish on bed to keep that bait inside the bed and just put a little movement to it to get these fish to react to it. Put a bunch of big fish in the boat this year sight fishing this way. Next up, guys, we have the drop shot. And as you can see right here, I have this bait nose hooked with the bait being straight up. There's so many different ways that you can rig this on a drop shot. You can also flip this bait around and fish it flat. Also, one of my favorite ways to rig this on a drop shot is rigging it Texas rig so I can fish it through offshore structure. But this is a great application that you northern guys can also put into your arsenal whenever you're fishing current, whether that be on the St. Lawrence River or bed fishing for these smallmouth. This right here is gonna put some giant fish on the boat up north. Another awesome way to rig this bait, guys, is the Tokyo rig. For you guys that are on the Tennessee River, I know you love throwing a swing head. This thing right here, you can slow roll it on the bottom, and this bait is just gonna be kicking up behind this weight right here and just doing whatever it can to get that fish's attention. This is also another great way to bed fish with this bait, as you can keep that weight here and just barely move that bait in the front of the fish's mouth. Next up, guys, we have the Ned Rig football head. This is actually a 7/16 ounce by 6 cents. And this is gonna be a great way to bed fish or float this bait in current. And you can see this is a little bit of a shorter shanked hook, but it gives that bait free range of motion. So when you're hopping, it almost has like an S-wave kind of a movement. These fish can't stand it. It's gonna be another great application to put big fish in the boat. Next up, guys, as you can tell, this is the 9-inch Panorama. It's a big profile bait. I have it rigged up on a Keel weighted hook right now. This is a great way to fish it in heavy structure, whether that be timber or salt cedars or even in some grass. This right here, whenever this bait falls and it's on a Keel weighted hook like this, it has like a parachuting action. It just spins in the circle, and it's really a different look that these fish haven't seen. And also, it's really easy to pendulum this bait. Once I get that fish's attention on live scope, I just start to reel it real slow, and this tail is gonna be up, kicking in their face, and they just come up behind it and inhale it. It's an awesome way to rig this bait. This is probably one of my favorite ways to throw it, just because I like to throw a big bait like this. Hey guys, another awesome way to rig this bait is the hover rig. You can fish this weightless, or also you can add a little nail weight in the nose of it there. But this is gonna be a really good presentation when these fish are chasing bait and schooling up and targeting on these small bait fish like this. And you can utilize your forward-facing sonar and put it right in front of that fish's mouth, and they can't stand it. All right, guys, another great way to rig the Panorama is with the Shaky head. Right here, I have a 3/8 ounce Divine Shaky head. I've been using this to throw it at fish in the timber when they're suspended, utilizing my forward-facing sonar and really putting it right between their eyes. And I'm calling it floating this bait. So I'm just trying to pendulum the bait and just give it a little bit of movement, and these fish can't stand it when they're keyed in on this small bait fish. This is an awesome way also to fish it around offshore structure or rock piles. It's gonna be completely weedless. You can give that bait little hops in this structure, and it's gonna trigger these big fish to eat. Guys, these are just some applications that we think is best fit to rig the Panorama. Don't be limited, don't be closed-minded on this. Use your imagination, guys. This bait has endless different ways that you can rig it and put big fish in the boat. I'm excited to see how many big ones that get put in the boat with this bait, guys. Go pick yours up at 6centfishing.com.